We're right.
As one can see, we can see a loading screen, and we have the Thors.
The Thor War, baby. Very nice. I think I agree with this. Thor for Nullus in the blue, left-hand side. Thor for Matreiuss, red, right-hand side. I don't know, man. I've always said, me as a Norse player, I've always said that I really don't have a preference between playing Thor or Odin, except for water maps, particularly Mediterranean. Even on Anatolia and Midgard, I'm fine with either Thor or Odin. I don't necessarily have a big preference, but on Mediterranean, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely pick Thor here.
Yeah, I don't like Odin on Mediterranean either. I'm more of a fan of Odin on Midgard and Anatolia because you get Njord. Njord's really fun. But on Mediterranean, you just get nothing from like Forest Fire. You get nothing from Heimdall, from Undermine, and it just feels really, really crummy with your slow ships. At least with Thor, and we'll see if this is the case in this game. I'm not 100% sure. It's my preference to go for City here. Because you get access to the healing spring, which you can use to heal your ships while playing defensively. It's really, really strong.
Well, I mean, by all means, you can. I guess there is one thing you can with Heimdall. You can do some fun little cheese. The healing spring to heal up your ships is probably the safe and I don't know if it's the better way to go, but it's definitely the safer way to go. But you can go Heimdall and do some kind of funny little rushing business, some cheesy business on your opponent's forward docks, maybe mess around with their economy, something like that. There are options with Heimdall. Do you remember the old vanilla player Grand Monster?
Yeah,
Grand Monster and Talk. Yeah. Both of those guys, Grand Monster and Talk, they like to do a lot of fun little Heimdall. I wouldn't necessarily call it cheese, but it is kind of cheesy what they would do with some kind of faking aggression and whatnot. So there are options with both Loki and Odin with Heimdall.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think that if Mediterranean had a consistent hunt spawn on its map, it would open up those sorts of aggressive strategies so much more. I'm talking like 1,000 food hunt spawn. Like just one extra.
Oh, wow.
One. Just that much. And then you're going to be able to do things like there's this 402 advanced time with Odin that's really, really strong. I do it on like Tundra pools, for example. One dock, 4 fishing ships, advanced, build fishing ships afterwards. And you can Heimdall rush the shit out of your opponent and get a quick win. But you can't do it on this map because it's just the hunt is not there. So yeah, it'd be nice if you just had that little bit extra.
Okay, I mean, fair. I don't know. I guess it would open up options. I mean, we were just talking about variety in games, so it would open up options. I think it'd be fun. I think it would open up options. It would in more standard games, aside from opening up strategic options. It would if you lose water early. If you lose water early on, you can still survive by a quick swap over to that food. If you don't use it early, that gives
100%. It's got multiple factors in it, and it would be a really nice, just a nice little quality of life for this map to give it a little spice. Well, both players going Freya. I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see both players going Freya here. They've obviously played this matchup a little bit. I don't know if you noticed, but they did something really interesting in the early game where they actually used only one dwarf at some point. I didn't notice when. They only put one dwarf on that dwarven gold mine. Everyone else kind of went on wood early. An interesting build order adaptation. I'll have to go back and watch the record again and see exactly what happened.
Well, I can say both of them have nine fishing ships for Matreiuss. Nullus has these extra 2 out here for 11 total. I've never seen more variety in a Thor Mediterranean build order than this past week. Both of these guys, I've been doing Thor build orders for so long, and they're both advancing quite a bit later than I typically would on Mediterranean, but they have pretty killer economies. Nullus is going to have a 3rd dock here in just a minute. Anyways, we saw it with Shadowfax. Shadowfax doing kind of a fun little Thor build order, where anyways, we won't get into it right now because of what? We got Matreiuss dropping an armory and getting the copper shields upgrade at the beginning.
I love
of
this.
Classical. Are you kidding me?
I love this.
Oh.
I love this, but it's actually not. It's good because Nullus hasn't got his dock up because he went those extra 2 fishing ships. That's why it's good. If Matreiuss, if Nullus had gone 3 docks, he would be in front. He'd just be straight in front on arrow ships right now and be winning. I don't know if this is a decision that Matreiuss made because he saw something, but it's really, really interesting.
I like it, man. I like it a lot. I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, you have the resources early on in order to do that, but I wonder how that's gonna impact his production overall.
Yeah, and also it's interesting as to when. So we see the forest fire coming down. Ooh, villager going down. Not quite. When Nullus will realize exactly what's going on here. It's like, why am I losing? Why am I losing the fights?
Well, the reason I mentioned his production is because usually Pierce armor is good, but by all means, in ancient mythology, usually it's the numbers that you want to get first.
Yeah.
So if Nullus, I mean, it's nice to have, like, for example, players like doing, it's a bit cheesy, but, you know, sometimes in team games, random team games, you'll see early burning pitch from the Thor players on Mediterranean, and another forest fire coming in. Anyways, it's fun, but if you don't have enough numbers, you're still going to lose on water. So it'll be interesting to see numbers-wise and micro ultimately what's actually going to happen on water here.
Yeah, if you can spend all of your resources consistently and there's nothing banked up. Basically, once you have 10 archer ships, that's roughly when it's worthwhile cutting a archer ship to get your pierce armor. Roughly. Maybe one
10.
extra. Yeah, 10. Though you have to build your armory as well, which it doesn't really account for the math. But yeah.
Well, we know Boit. He's all about the math.
Whether I do it right or not, I don't know.
Having said all that, you mentioned the 10 fishing or 10 longboat number. He's up at 12. Matreiuss is up at 12, so he surpassed that. Nullus is on 3 docks, however. So you can't necessarily spam from 3 docks consistently just yet. But Matreiuss only has the 2 docks for now. Oh, here in just a minute, these numbers are going to start paying off, but Copper Shield's also going to start paying off bigger, more and more as well.
And Matreiuss now getting himself weapons upgrade.
Copper weapons. I'm
digging
it, dude.
I love it.
Copper weapons and copper shields.
Norse ships are so slow. Don't pull back micro with Norse. Just focus fire. They do so much more damage than every other ship. It is equal here, but in terms of speed, but you just don't need a micro don't need a pullback micro. It's all about the focus fire micro with Norse. Especially when you have the stats advantage.
Yeah. Whew. It's really paying off here. I'm not sure what the it's hard to tell who's had the better micro here, or has the copper shields actually paid off that much for Matreiuss here. It's a little bit hard to tell, but I think for sure there's no way Nullus expects that there's 2 armory upgrades already in for Matreiuss here. He can almost afford bronze shields if he wants to.
Yeah, and now the next move here for Matreiuss should basically be he cuts all of the archer ship production. He needs to throw down another dock, but just drop a town center. Alternatively, there could be a gold star possibility, but just drop a town center is the safest way to play moving forward, and then he just comes in with an advantage, an arguably insurmountable advantage.
I like that he's at least getting a 3rd dock up on the top side of the lake. He's also got Hearse here headed out on the bottom side, so we could maybe see some more dock play. Make sure he doesn't lose water. And okay, that's actually a 4th dock going up. Interesting.
I might even like this better. Idea being docks on both sides. Yeah, there's the TC, right? But both docks on both sides allow you to get even more fishing ships out, efficient fishing ships out, and then you can go for that gold stuff. But double Valkyrie out for Nullus now. Matreiuss needs to.
Oh my god.
Needs to figure this out. Bronze weapons going through for Matreiuss.
Bronze
as well.
weapons.
Is this too much? Is this too much? I'll have to wait and see.
Well, look at the numbers difference, man.
Yeah.
Nullus now has like double the number of ships. He doesn't have the town center coming in. He only has 3 docks compared to the 1, 2, 3, 4 soon for Matreiuss. But
yeah, but this
Valkyrie play is really nice.
You just sack the water here, and you just go all in on gold starve. And there's, I don't know if Nullus would be able to defend that. Like 2 town centers. The Valkyrie's getting some good damage done, but a Herso in defense.
I think TC play would be too slow. I think it's a little bit too slow. It is 10 minutes into the game, I suppose.
Wait, Matreiuss
10 minutes is it.
Cut the town center? What? He cut his town center?
He stopped the TC, probably to start producing again on water.
There you go.
Wow.
Like, if you take a look at the map, there are gold mines on both sides, but you can fairly easily just run across both if you make, I don't know, full raiding cavalry or Ulfsarks or something.
Sure.
I guess Matreiuss
I think there was
longboats now into his docks or something.
Yeah, he is. Oh yeah, you can't see that, right? I think this might have been a little bit too greedy for Matreiuss, going for the 4 docks and the town center. I think that might have been a little bit too greedy.
4 docks, town center, bronze weapons. If he went heroic age behind this and just now he has, I don't know, dragon ships or has frost giants, full land is completely viable. But
Nullus does not have any upgrades coming in, man. So bronze weapons. Does bronze weapons impact? It impacts the dock fire.
Yeah.
It impacts the dock fire. Insane. Oh my god.
If you're behind, get your weapons upgrades.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, now Nullus gets a town center up, and he's going to get that safe gold mine behind it.
Nice. He already has a longhouse. 3 longhouses up, plus an armory. I really like that for Nullus.
Yeah.
I really like that for Nullus. He's already, I mean, you're talking about going land, going gold starves, things like that. I'm all, excuse me, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, and I don't know if Nullus is really primed to do so just yet. It's going to take him a long time to actually get a gold starve going, but still, I like the move.
Yeah, what's the big question is, Matreiuss is just spammed out a ton of Valkyries here. Kind of sunk his food. He had like 800 food, 1,000 food there. He just sunk that all into Valkyries. See if he's going to get any value from those.
Pig sticker coming in. Copper shields coming in for Nullus. Aurora Borealis. Pop quiz. What upgrade is Aurora Borealis?
Valkyrie upgrade, my friend.
Attaboy. Attaboit.
There's one thing I know. It's stupid facts about age mythology.
Okay, you're talking about the gold starve, man. Nullus is starting to throw or to hit that wall over on the right side by Matreiuss' gold mine, man.
Yep.
The water play starting to kind of not matter quite as much compared to the gold control.
Yeah, now Nullus is doing kind of exactly what I thought Matreiuss should have done before, which is, I mean, I think maybe Nullus is still building some longboats here, but
Yep, he is.
this is gonna hurt
Valkyrie
Matreiuss
raid
so much. But so too, yeah, you're absolutely right. The Valkyrie's coming in, and Nullus is also getting severely injured.
Oh, dude, look at that. Plus the gold. Where else is he gonna get gold aside from right here? If he loses this little spot, he's toast.
Yeah, he's gonna be in for it. Matreiuss can move forward and shank those dwarves. They're a little bit stronger than normal, extra 10 HP. They can get in and shank and help out, especially against the thrown axemen that have got a little bit lower base damage than most other ranged units.
Bring out the butter knives, baby.
That's right. Meanwhile, Valkyries are just fighting each other underneath the town center there.
This game just flip-flopped so hard. Now Matreiuss, like I said, I think he went a little bit too greedy, going for the TC and the docks and all the fishing ships. He allowed Nullus to come back on water. Now it's actually Nullus with the second town center, the aggression on the water and land. Now Nullus is looking good, man. Can you see the villager numbers? I can't remember what you can see.
60 villages for Nullus is...
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's still 15 fishing ships for Matreiuss, but he's getting pushed off of that.
Yeah, right.
And I guess because Nullus has got 2 town centers, he can both fight on the land and fight on the water, whereas Matreiuss cannot.
Well, he's he's trying, that's for sure. He's definitely trying.
Yeah. It would almost... This is one of those rare moments where it would almost be in Nullus's best interest to actually get Burning Pitch, because he's going to be able to clean up all the docks really fast with it. But Matreiuss is going Bragi?
Yeah. He's up through Bragi, baby. What is that going to do for him, though? What is that going to do for him?
I don't know. He's just got nothing but Valkyrie. Flaming weapons, for those of you who don't know, it only affects human units. It does not affect myth units. So
yeah.
I like the cojones, but jeepers.
The Jeepers Creepers. He is building some forward buildings there, if you can see. He's building some forward buildings. He can get some human units out if he does want. It also, flaming weapons also impacts ships. Wait. I'm suddenly questioning myself. It does, right?
It does. It affects ships. Yep.
There
was a bug.
It does not
history
affect
lesson.
Ballista.
What was the bug that flaming weapons used to affect in the ships? Made the unit ridiculous.
I can't remember.
The hammer ship.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Here's flaming weapons, and it's affecting one Hersier right now, and one Hersier, and he is dead.
Imagine Frost here. Imagine Frost here. All those villages frosted. Town center down. Gold starve initiated, though. We don't see any attempt for Matreiuss to go down the bottom side of the map.
Yeah.
Well, Nullus is in a classic Norse problem. Stuck in the classical age with nearly 3,000 resources in the bank, but 0 food.
I've never done that.
Yeah, you've never done it. You would never. You'd never fall in that. Never fall in that. In that problem.
Which is. Oh, dude, what is happening? Does he have a? Look at his dock down now that he's kind of survived this flaming weapons push, which, you know, funny enough, doesn't impact all the Valkyries. But look at his fishing ships down on the bottom side. Is that a fish bug? What is happening here? Did he just auto queue fishing ships and they're sitting around his dock?
I don't see it.
Nullus. Nullus is
kind
of left side dock.
Oh, he's done a me.
No,
he's done a
do a
me.
Boit.
He's clicked auto queue on fishing ships. He's probably got a whole bunch of idle villages all over the place. Oh no.
Yeah.
Poor thing. Matreiuss going Balder though, but Skadi coming through.
What? Balder.
I almost think that Fimbulwinter here would be a rare, better play. Very rarely is Fimbulwinter better than Balder in the Norse mirror, but here you get the Jormundelver up, which you clean up the entire water. You hit the economy of Nullus, and all the gold is on the bottom side. So you just need to rotate around there. You can find a win.
Well, the big problem though is that I agree. I agree, but I'm skeptical because I know Matreiuss does not see the base of Nullus, but if you look at Nullus, remember the Fimbulwinter Wolves, they spawn around TCs, so there is a little bit of eco damage that you could actually do, but most of Nullus's economy is away from town centers. It's on water, it's on gold mines.
Yeah.
You know, it's away from TCs.
No, I guess the other thing is you don't have to click. You never have to click Ragnarok. You don't have to.
Yeah.
And the frost goes down. Not a whole lot of units here for Nullus, so this actually isn't that bad. Normally, when frost comes down, you kind of lose your entire army, but it's not so much here for Nullus. So Matreiuss shouldn't lose all too much. It should be able to retreat away, no problems. The problem for Matreiuss is he's still not on 3 town centers, and Nullus is going to be 3 town centers very, very shortly. But Matreiuss
I
could
don't
drag
think he's worried
first.
about town center. Exactly. He's not worried about town centers right now. He's worried about destroying the town centers, rather, of Nullus. I wonder if Nullus is kicking himself like, oh shit, maybe I should have saved the frost.
He doesn't notice the fishing ships. He's got 14 there. Take 3.
Oh, dude.
3 are fishing.
Oh, dude. Yeah, he has 25 fishing ships. Wow, it's surprising he can't get mythic. You know, you'd think he'd have a lot of food with 26 fishing ships.
Yeah, I wonder if... I mean, part of me feels like it would be in his best interest to actually use all of those, rather than just delete them at this point. For the pop.
Well, I mean, oh, he noticed him. He just noticed him. He just noticed him. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that, look at that. Fortified TCs is coming in on that main TC, and it's going to be prevented from Matreiuss taking the TC down.
Oh, and he stopped the 3rd down center as well. And Nullus taps
Oh my
out.
god. Wow. GG. That is like Gjallarhorn getting blown right there. I can't believe Nullus actually pulled it off. Or sorry, Matreiuss actually pulled it off. He was looking so weird and uncomfortable after he let Nullus come back on water. I think that fishing ship play, that fishing ship blunder, that might have kind of cost Nullus the game.
Yeah, I reckon Nullus looked at that, got tilted, and said, "I'm out."
Yeah.
Because let's be real. Yes,
blunder,
he's not going Mythic Age anytime soon. So what can he realistically do here? Spam throwing Axeman? Yes. I don't know how he's going to be able to kill off anything else.
Yeah. I mean, if he maybe had a like on this top side, his longhouses are gonna get cleaned up, right? If he had another little side build down on the bottom side where he could actually get population going, okay, sure, maybe he could continue fighting, maybe. But all of his buildings are going to go down. He doesn't have any land army. His town centers are down. You know, he's got a bitchin' fish eco, but that only goes so far, honestly, against Ragnarok.
Them be the breaks sometimes. Everyone, it's wild watching these guys play because, I mean, Matreiuss is probably more of the Norse player now, as he's been playing a lot of Loki recently, and he's kind of gotten in tune with the Norse, so to speak. But it's interesting watching players who basically play near perfect with like Nullus playing near perfect with Hades, coming in and just making, and both players kind of making a whole bunch of misplays in these games, and then them having to react and deal with the misplays and kind of in a way that you wouldn't normally get to see them having to do it. And you just like, it shows how good they are, that they see they made a mistake and they make up for it in a different way and all this other crazy stuff.
Yeah, I agree. So plus on top of that, when for example, Nullus, both of these guys are Greek players historically. Nullus, the big Hades player right now. We all know Matreiuss, the Poseidon player, although he's kind of moved around to different gods since, really focusing on Poseidon. Anyways, with Poseidon and especially Hades, it seems like mistakes can be sort of mitigated with god powers, with just the strength of Greek god powers and whatnot. So it's kind of interesting seeing them handle Norse wars. Are very, I mean, they're so dynamic. So it's really interesting to see him kind of, when you make a mistake, it's painful, essentially.
Yeah.
You can't mitigate it with, ceasefire or just, sentinels or something like that.
Don't make a mistake. That's the name of the game.
No mistakes, baby. That was a nice series, man. Very interesting series. Very interesting Mediterranean. I know people criticize Mediterranean, saying, "Oh, it's so boring, this, that, and the other." But that was a very interesting Mediterranean game.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason Mediterranean is boring is because there's only a couple of gods that get picked on it. That's why you just watch like 10 Mediterranean games of Hades versus Hades, or Hades versus Zeus, or Hades versus Poseidon, and you go, "This is." Maybe you see an Uranus or Kronos here or there, but yeah, it's nice to see the other gods play on this map.
Yeah, for sure. I can't tell you the last time I saw a Thor mirror on Mediterranean, man.
Mm.
Especially not with early armory upgrades. Usually that's something that, you'll see in a team game, like I mentioned before, the early burning pitch, something like that. Usually don't see anything like that especially not in a 1v1, especially not in a tournament by all means.
Yeah, it's interesting to if we go unpack it a little bit, it's like the difference in build order was 1 dock and 2 fishing ships for Nullus versus or 3 docks and 2 fishing ships for Nullus versus Matreiuss. He went 2 docks, armory, and 9 fishing ships. So there was no what should have happened here from Nullus is he should have been 1 or 2. Well, he should have been at least 1 longboat in front. But something went wrong in the build order for Nullus, and he didn't have the extra dock up, so he couldn't spend those extra resources, which allows the armory to come in and give Matreiuss that early advantage, I guess.
Yeah. Well, so if you remember early on when we were talking about, the when you should actually get upgrades, usually it's, the numbers is usually what you want in AOM. You really need a big chunk of units in order for upgrades to actually make an impact. Having said all that, micro, especially on Mediterranean, micro makes a big difference as well with boat numbers. And, you're talking about focus firing versus pullback micro, whatnot. It was kind of hard to tell who was getting more kills in the early fights. So I wonder if that had a big. They seemed fairly equal on their numbers for a while. It was taking a while for that third dock to actually pay off for Nullus. I think he maybe advanced a little bit too quickly in order to warrant the 3 early docks. Anyway, so I wonder if that impacted his numbers, and then the micro just maybe a little bit better for Matreiuss plus the armory upgrades. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I just think that numbers wise, if you go through the military account in the post game, I think that'll tell some stories. Matreiuss was actually in front by a little bit at the very start for whatever reason. He shouldn't have been because he built an armory and he got an armory upgrade, but he was still.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at this graph and it doesn't quite tell the truth though. So you'd have to go back and watch the actual recorded game and see exactly what's going on there.
Yeah, of course.
Anyways, what a game, what a series.
Interesting series. Yeah.